Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? I've got no place to be alone, my friend. He cut his wrist instead. There's your answer. You better save yourself, or else nothing like success. I would rather be in hell than regret. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? No, I do. But denial, these are not my words. Tell me, where am I? Most of the time, wet my face with reality and permit me to breathe before I do it again. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you?
Yo, yo, yo, yo, yo, what's people? I know there's a lot of frustration and disappointment about what went on in the Senate today. We're going to try to make sense of it.
Hey, I just want to change the world.
I just want the perfect girl.
I don't want to hang around.
I'd rather be found.
It gets better. I wonder. My
Dude, free expression. Let's go. Thank you, boss. Anticipating. Dude, I have some thoughts about this because I am profoundly disappointed, and I have other thoughts about it too. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth. I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Ho! Dude, we're gonna do a short intro today because people are sort of chomping at the bit. Because, dude, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this, guys. Okay, and I'm just gonna come out and say it though. Okay, because there. So the thing is, okay. So I like I said, I have some mixed feelings about this. And when you say how can they be mixed, I'm going to explain it. Okay? So let me just tell you. So the thing is with every brutality you create politically, okay? There needs to be a payoff. Okay? Now we have to look at the deal they struck because I believe what they've done is they've just funded shit to January, and so they've kicked the can down the road past the holidays. Now, let me explain my thinking here because I am profoundly disappointed with Chuck Schumer allowing this vote to happen. They obviously had the retiring and people who aren't up for re-election vote for the thing, and then Chuck voted no, right? Which is like the way it went down is like piss poor leadership. However, let me explain something here. Like, let me explain something. And again, we'll look at the deal because my immediate thinking was like, I was mad at them. Fuck these guys. There's no spine. But then I started digging into my politicking bag. Okay. And I started asking myself this question. Now bear with me, guys. Okay. Again, I don't know if this played into it, but so up until the election, okay, holding out and causing this ruckus and everything being blamed on the Republicans was beneficial. They were using it to win the election, okay, to win big in the election, and it worked. The election came. At public opinion was all of this is on the fucking, the Republicans. The election comes through. We win, right? Big win, everything. Okay, now what we do, though, is now what's going to happen is, I don't know if you noticed this, but Trump and company gutted extra things in the government. They were canceling flights. They were reducing air traffic control. They were about to set up. So these holidays were going to be the worst experience for people ever, okay? They were like, we were going to finish the year with everybody just being pummeled in airports and nobody having Christmas money and just like a lot of gnarly shit. Now, you could say that, with all the government people not getting paid and the airports and everything, you could say, well, that's great. Fuck the Republicans. But come January and February, there's nothing for us to win. There's no elections in January or February. There's no, right? The election is next November. Okay. So now I don't know how this is ultimately going to play out, but ultimately, if we're going to have a like end all be all battle with the Republicans about the budget, about the shutdown or whatever, it really needs to happen in the summer. Okay. Not in December. Okay. I mean, it happening in, leading up to the election was beautiful, 2 months ago. Right. But so the thing that's crazy is what would our options be? They would just leave the government shut down. Nobody gets paid. Air travel goes to shit. And then, come January, February, there's no opportunity for political payoff. Right now, the problem is people are going to get fucked over by the Obamacare shit. Okay, there's some people that are going to renew Obamacare that are getting fucked, but that possibly can be spun against the Republicans too, right? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as much as I hate it and as much as I'm disappointed because I want to burn everything to the ground, right? I do sort of understand how letting it all burn to the ground right now wouldn't give the greatest political payoff, because whatever happens in the next 2 months, guys, is going to be forgotten by November, by next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Except, if people's Christmases are ruined and shit, and, if people get stuck in airports, they can't get a flight home, you know what I'm saying? That kind of shit is fucked up. So, I mean, we'll have to look at what the deal looks like. I mean, I personally believe that, if we could have the final showdown about the budget and all this stuff happen next summer, that would be ideal. Like, if they can kick it down the road until a couple months before the election and have another sort of Republican shutdown situation as close to the election as possible, would be beneficial. Need to get money out of politics? Yeah, well, of course we do, but that's not going to happen, guys. Like, realistically, like, we're kind of stuck. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but politically, we are stuck. We are stuck politically on like a burning ship. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, some of these people, right? So Snap is funded, right? That was my understanding, is Snap was funded for the rest of the year, right? So Snap is funded, and I believe there's supposed to be a vote about the Obamacare credits, which Mike Johnson will most certainly try to renege. Okay. But I think let's look at what this deal was, shall we? Now, right. But guys, you ready? Hold on though. There is an upside though, guys, because here are my upsides. Okay. My upsides are, I believe holiday travel and holiday events are not going to be ruined. Okay. Which I think is actually a plus. Okay. I think, like, there's no reason to ruin everybody's Thanksgiving and Christmas unless we're benefiting from it in some way in January and February. If you're going to ruin it, you got to make sure that there's an immediate benefit from it. Okay. Now, that is, and no, SCOTUS didn't stop Snap. Okay. That what the snap that happened with SCOTUS, you got to understand what's going on with the SCOTUS is that was SCOTUS didn't stop anything. Okay, that was Ketanji Brown Jackson who made that decision, guys. What happened with the SNAP thing was there was a judge who ordered SNAP be paid with other monies, okay, during the shutdown. Okay, the judge said the government is shut down. You must use other money to pay SNAP. And then there was an appeal around that decision. And so what SCOTUS did is they said, we're not going to rule on this case. We're just pausing it until the decision about the case happens in the lower court. Okay, so the Supreme Court didn't end SNAP. They didn't defund SNAP. They refused to take the case and making it play out in the lower courts. But it wasn't about SNAP itself. It was about using other funds during the shutdown to fund SNAP. Okay, that was something that was entirely different. So, well, the thing about this is I don't know how ruining the holidays would have benefited us, right? I mean, how do you think ruining the holidays would have benefited us? You know, I mean, do you think that really would have benefited us? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. They got the, well, so, and the thing is they did get the blame, right? And through the election, but I don't know if they would get the blame the whole time. And then, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if the blame would stay with them, right? The blame can shift. And especially if people's holidays get ruined and then they sour on it, like, you don't know how people are going to react if their fucking holidays get ruined. It's very unpredictable, you know, and especially, you know, if you look at some of the people, like, look who folded, right? Like Tim Kaine, you know, he's from Virginia, okay? And so he's like, you know, we heard Youngkin say there are 330,000 people not getting paid in Virginia. So Tim Kaine voted to protect Virginia, and which is shitty. You know, I mean, the whole thing is shitty, dude. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. But, you know, I don't know. Let's look at the details of this, though, shall we? Let's see the details of this fucking deal, shall we? All right. So, all right, so let's see what the deal is. All right, I mean, dude, it's bad. It's bad. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's fucking bad. All right, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's bad. It was a complete caving. You know, it was a complete caving
tonight.
But it again, if we can kick this down the road until next summer, I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, the problem is are we going to make it cohesively to next summer? You know what I mean? Like, we were finally sort of gelling, okay? And now Schumer helped lose a whole bunch of goodwill. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so that's bothersome. But let's look at the deal here. Let's see what we got. So this is the bill to end the shutdown. Let's get a summary of this. Dude, Schumer, though, needs to get fucking booted. Fucking Schumer, bro. Yeah, I mean, the ACA shit is going to cause some suffering for sure. All right. Dude, this shit is freezing my browser, dude. Fucking pissing me off. All right, let's go. Hello to you. Well, yeah, Edmundo, they always do that, right? I mean, they do. That's what they always do. When, you know what I'm saying? Dude, this Reuters article fucking sucks ass, bro. Dude. You know what I mean? Dude, no, it's like the ad, some of these sites just fuck shit up when there's ads in them. Now I got to wait for this shit to get deleted. I'm going to try the link in fucking, right? All right, here we go. All right. I'm going to do the link in a different browser. All right. There we go. All right, here we go. So what do we have? It says Senate bill funds the government through January. All right. 3 appropriations measures. And let's see what we got here. So they advanced a House-passed bill that will be amended to fund the government until January 30th, and then 3 full-year appropriations bills. Okay? Yeah, they just keep kicking the can down the road. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's hard. It's hard, guys. You know why? You know why? Because, so check this out. I remember, and again, I'm not defending Schumer because Schumer's a piece of shit, but I remember when Schumer caved on the CR, okay? Remember, he was like, we're not voting on this CR, and then Schumer caved on the CR, and then the Republicans went about their business, and then Trump's approval rating started falling during the summer, and then they shut the government down, and then they won the election, okay? And now, I mean, it's entirely possible that they are trying to do another variation of the same thing, that they're going to take the heat for caving, and they're going to try to set up the showdown at a time that will benefit the winning of next year's election, okay? Because ultimately, that's really, if you look at it, of course Schumer was part of this, guys. Okay, of course he was. I mean, dude, the caucus, like letting the people who are retiring or people in safe seats do the dirty work, that's like how they do politically. That's just it. Now it is entirely possible that they are strategically giving Trump a win right now, because that win will be meaningless 6 months from now. And it's possible that they're trying to kick this thing a little bit closer to the election to exploit it to take the House back. If I had to guess, if there was any strategy going on, that would be the thing that would be happening. If there's a strategy, okay? Because ultimately, like I said, the shutdown battles are great, okay? But they're better when there's a looming election where there's some type of political payoff for the chaos and the harm, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like if you ruin people's lives for 10 months straight, it's very unpredictable how they're going to react and who they're going to blame it on. But if you ruin their lives for a couple months, then you rescue them, then you ruin their lives for a couple months, then you rescue them, etc., you have much more control over the public opinion if you rescue them at some point before they get too demoralized, right? Because when people get overly demoralized, sometimes they behave in unpredictable ways. Now, again, though, I fucking don't like Schumer. I don't like the way they're fucking doing this shit, because it feels like they're just erasing whatever goodwill they had built up. You know, they had literally just built up some goodwill, okay? You know what I'm saying? They built up some goodwill, and now they're like, we're playing the whole everybody hates everybody again fucking routine. You know? You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, you have to be careful, you know, trashing the holidays. And the thing that I saw that made me realize, this is going to get interesting, was what they were doing with the airports. Like, I don't know if you noticed the news, but basically what was happening was the Trump administration was just notifying airports that, like, you have to cancel a bunch of flights. Like, they were setting it up to wreak havoc on people traveling for the holidays. And that was going to become a political football that, like, there's really no way to tell who was going to be left holding the bag. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw that, I was like, fuck, bro, this is going to get interesting. And then, of course, they were threatening, you know, the getting rid of the filibuster. And I didn't think they wanted to do that, but you know, they, you know, the Democrats, I guess, maybe they were a little worried that they were going to cash in the filibuster and pass the SAVE Act and try to cram a whole bunch of nightmare legislation down. You know, I mean, they're getting pretty desperate, the Republicans are, bro. But all right, so let's see what we got here. All right. Let me see. I want to see the full deals of this. Okay. So, so they're voting in December on the subsidy extension. Okay. And so the bill, like, no federal agencies can fire employees over Christmas. All right. Everybody's getting their back pay, yada, yada, yada. But dude, see, I don't like this woman, bro. Maggie Hassan. Dude, I fucking, every time I see bad shit happening, her fucking name is attached to it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, every fucking time, bro. It's like Maggie Hassan and fucking John Fetterman. Dude, she's a senator from New Hampshire. And she like enables Trump a lot. She's like a super centrist, like a conservative Democrat from New Hampshire. And she fucking, dude, she does this a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? She does this a lot. So, dude, everybody's calling for Schumer to get replaced. Dude, where are the details, though? There's no details in here. I want to see the fucking details of this shit, bro. All right, let's see. But, guys, you ready? So check this out, though. Check this out. Again, I know I'm being an optimist here, but so check this out, guys. So there's another benefit, though, here. Okay, of course, Schumer made this happen, but there is another benefit here, guys, and that is, I believe, politically, this enhances all of the non-establishment Democrats' position. The House has to vote. This should be exciting. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Finding your, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Gavin Newsom can pile in here now, and he can be like, dude, this is so fucked up. These guys are so weak, right? There are, you know, I feel like Bernie's going to capitalize on this. Gavin Newsom is going to capitalize. AOC, Jasmine Crockett. I bet Graham Plattner up in Maine is probably going to do this. Like, every progressive candidate is going to use this as like, see, we got to fucking roll this shit over. We need to extract blood from these people and remake the party. Okay, so that has a fucking benefit as well. Dude, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we got to get rid of, like, Schumer needs to go, dude. Dude, Schumer needs to go, boss. He really does. All right, let's see what Bernie says.
Tonight, 8 Democrats voted with the Republicans to allow them to go forward on this continuing resolution. And to my mind, this was a very, very bad vote. What it does, first of all, is it raises healthcare premiums for over 20 million Americans by doubling, and in some cases tripling or quadrupling. People can't afford that when we are already paying the highest prices in the world for healthcare. Number two, it paves the way for 15 million people to be thrown off of Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. Studies show that will mean that some 50,000 Americans will die every year unnecessarily. And all of that was done to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1%. As everybody knows, just on Tuesday, we had an election all over this country. And what the election showed is that the American people want us to stand up to Trumpism, to his war against working class people, to his authoritarianism. That is what the American people wanted, but tonight, that is not what happened. So we've got to go forward, do the best that we can to try to protect working class people, to make sure that the United States not only does not throw people off of health care, but ends the absurdity of being the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all people. We got a lot of work to do. But to be honest with you, tonight was not a good night. Thank you.
All right. So Bernie chimes in. I mean, he's not wrong. Okay. Everything he said there is not wrong. I did see somebody though in chat say something that was another thing I was thinking is now it's possible that the Democrats can take credit for saving the holidays and then maybe force the Republicans to go back against their word. Like one of the first things I saw was Mike Johnson. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. They cut a deal about the vote on healthcare, and then right here, dude, look at this shit. Okay. He look at this. He's like,
he's offered them a vote. You know what they told him in response? No, we need you to guarantee the outcome of that vote. Well, that's ridiculous. That can't be done.
The House is funded from the Senate. Will you assure the House members that they'll get a vote? House Democrats, they'll get a vote on ACA subsidies by date certain?
No, because we did our job, and I'm not part of the negotiation. The House did its job on September 19th. I'm not promising anybody anything. I'm going to let this process play out. I'll tell you what they wanted. I'll tell you what Schumer and Jeffries wanted. In fact, Chuck Schumer said it publicly and decried that Thune and I would not go in a back room with them and make a four corners agreement on Obamacare subsidies. And I said, there's no way. That it was never possible or appropriate for that to be. He's offered them.
So I saw this, right? Because there's going to be a Senate vote. Okay, there's going to be a Senate vote about the Obamacare subsidies. Okay, that is what was part of this deal. That there will be a Senate vote about Obamacare subsidies. Now, Mike Johnson is saying, well, we're not voting on Obamacare subsidies. Okay, so we know that Mike Johnson is going to try and keep that vote out of the Senate. Okay, but now here, guys, follow my train of thought here. Okay, thinking about political capital. Okay, picture this. Picture what happens, guys, where the Obamacare premiums are going to spike. Okay, people are going to get fucked over right now. People are signing up now in November and December and January. They're signing up. They're seeing their Obamacare premiums go through the roof. Then in December, there's going to be a Senate vote, okay, about the ACA subsidies. So now people have already seen their shit go up. And then the Senate is going to be on the record for, hey, are we going to end the pain that they're experiencing now? Who's going to end it? Okay, so that's a political, I mean, it sucks for the people with Obamacare. They're getting fucked over. But that is also, though, there's a certain amount of political capital there on that vote that can be exploited later, okay? That could swing a few Senate seats, you know? Now Mike Johnson, though, has a whole other problem here, though, guys, because guess who's getting sworn in, guys? Okay, guess who's going to be sworn in? Is 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪😂 is going to be sworn in. Now we have to see if Nancy Mace going to back out? Like what's going to happen with that discharge petition? So there's a little bit of loss and a little bit of gain because they're not going to be able to not swear her in now, you know. But this is like 𝗙𝗪𝗪 is coming in hot, okay? You know, so I mean, dude, I have serious issues with this, and I think that there is some possibility here. Okay, I think there's some possibility here, guys. And let me just lay out for you. Okay, let me just lay out for you, right, how the possible benefits from what's going on now is I think Schumer caving, okay, Schumer being Schumer and being a piece of shit benefits progressives, okay? That benefits progressives. You know what I'm saying? It does, you know, and so progressives will benefit from him being a fucking backboneless freak. Okay. I think they do, man. I think they absolutely do. It just ruins the establishment vibes. Okay. Increases the chances that he's going to get primaried and people calling for a change of leadership. And I think the other beneficiary of this, guys, the other beneficiary of this is fucking Gavin Newsom. I think Gavin Newsom is probably going to benefit the most from this. Schumer voted no, yeah, but so the thing about that, Charmaine, is Schumer's no vote is meaningless, okay? Because the thing is Schumer voted no, but he's the leader. It's his job to not let that thing go to a vote if his will, right? If he's voting no, that means it's supposed to be a no on the bill, which means there should be no vote if it's going to be a yes. It's his job to make sure it stays a no, okay? You don't let a vote go if you're going to lose and eat shit. A good leader like Nancy Pelosi would never. You know what I'm saying? Like Nancy Pelosi would never fucking let that happen, bro. You know, she would not have let that thing go to vote unless she was going to win it, you know, or strategically lose it and have a prepared sort of reasoning, you know. But I mean, she was never in the Senate, but you know what I mean. You know, the fact of like managing the caucus. So the thing about Schumer is, you know, Schumer, it doesn't matter which way he voted. Like him voting no and allowing the other senators to vote yes is like a terrible fucking job, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a terrible, it's just terrible, right? You know what I mean? But I think though, I think there are some small wins here, okay? And here's what I think the wins are, guys. Okay, you ready? Here's what I think the wins are. I think on the one hand, the Democrats may be able to spin this into we saved Christmas. Okay, we saved the holidays. And then come January, when the fucking when the government funding comes up again, they can shut it down again and start raising hell. But we saved the holidays, and now the Republicans are here like wanting to shut the government down again. What the fuck, guys, right? That's one thing that could potentially be a win, okay? Maybe, okay, depending on how they play it. Number two is I think Gavin Newsom and everybody who's like trying to build political capital against the uniparty and against Washington that gets nothing done, I think all of those people benefit, right? Like Gavin Newsom may be the biggest benefiter from this whole thing because it's going to fuel like these fucking guys can't do anything right. You need me. You need an ass kicker like me. Look at what I got done with Prop 50. These guys can't even hold out against Trump. So I think there are going to be some candidates that are going to benefit from this. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And the thing about this though, Matt, is I know you say that Newsom is establishment, but like right now, guys, Newsom has the best chance of winning the presidential election in 2028. I don't see anybody on the Dems side other than maybe J.B. Pritzker that has a realistic shot of winning the presidential election. You know, and the thing is, though, is AOC, like, I don't know, America doesn't have a good track record of voting for women, boss. You know, I would love to see AOC, but like white moderate people in middle America, I don't think they're voting for a woman president, man. I just don't think they are, man. They're voting for women governors, but they're, you know, I don't know. I don't see it yet. You know, I don't see it yet, but we'll see, right? I think AOC will likely, if she bumps up, I think she's going to go to the Senate and she's going to try to win a statewide race, you know? You know what I'm saying? Bro, I can't say that shit. What do you mean I can't say that shit? I mean, dude, you got to be realistic, bro. You got to be fucking realistic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my God, when Joe Biden dropped out and it was Kamala Harris, I told a bunch of leftists, this ain't going to work out well, guys. People in the Midwest aren't going to vote for her, right? AOC should take Chuck's seat. And they were all like, you're fucking crazy. And like, dude, you know? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's fucking tough, bro. I don't know that AOC could win a national election right now. I mean, I think she's going to try a Senate seat like she's never won beyond her district. You know? I mean, it's really hard, guys. And I encourage you to think about this. Okay, because there's three levels of elections, okay, where level one is you're winning over a House district, which is 700,000 people that are carefully sculpted to lean in one direction or the other. So you can go, somebody who can win a House district isn't necessarily going to win a Senate district. And definitely isn't necessarily going to win a nationwide district, okay? You know, like there are levels here, okay? Like Mamdani won fucking New York, right? He won the New York mayoral thing, but I don't know if Mamdani would win a New York Senate race. A statewide one? He might, because New York City is so big. But I think it would be a lot closer if he was running in the whole state, okay? You know, and so I would imagine that AOC, before she would run for president, she would run for a statewide fucking ticket. I would think AOC would do that first, right? I mean, it would be really risky to mount. I mean, maybe she will mount a presidential campaign. It would be curious to see if her and Gavin Newsom ran, who would win the primaries. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think she's gonna run for president in 2028, guys. I really don't see it. I don't think that's on her fucking plan. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you never know. You never know. I mean, from a House seat to running for president is a pretty big jump. Why do I think Mamdani? So the Spider-Man, the thing about Mamdani, okay, and why I said I don't know if he would win a Senate race is because of all the red in New York, right? So like if you look at Mamdani in New York City, Mamdani won 50%. Okay, but Cuomo had like 40%. Okay, and Cuomo though wasn't getting he didn't have the 𝗙cie votes, but he got like 40%. He got all the sort of conservative Democrats and the Islamophobic people and the people that are scared of socialism in New York. And so if Mamdani was running for a Senate seat, he would be running, and all he'd really have is the very blue of New York and a couple other of the deep blue pockets, but all of the red and conservative Democrats, New York, that are scared of the word socialism might not vote for Mamdani in a statewide election. It's a lot harder to win a statewide because you have to win over some of those conservative people in the middle. You know what I'm saying? and you know, and that's what makes it more challenging. Like winning a city or winning a House district is a huge deal, but it's also a pocket. You know what I'm saying? Dude, people like AOC benefit trying even if they lose. Dude, let's go. Dude, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see AOC and I would definitely vote for her. I just am not sure of the viability of a woman being president yet in America, man, because our nation is so fucking misogynist. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's not about AOC and it's not about like she deserves to win. And I think, you know, if only people under 25 voted, she would absolutely win. But I think women, like, you know, women are just, you know, they're just, it's a hard sell in the Midwest. Okay. The Midwest is not very fucking advanced, boss. The Midwest America, there's like a lot of people hate women in America. You know, they just do. I know the governors, like women have definitely been winning governors and that's been huge. And women have been getting elected to the Senate a lot. And dude, I want a woman president more than anything. But you know, it feels like it's just been a hard sell, you know. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if she runs, right? That'll be interesting to watch develop. You know, Clinton and Harris both came really close. Yeah, they did. They definitely did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we'll fucking, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if she runs. Right? We'll see if she runs. Yeah, Newsom AOC could be interesting. Dude, Newsom AOC could be interesting, right? They could be fucking interesting. I mean, when you think about it, guys, if Newsom ran, Newsom running, if Newsom runs, okay, well, we know he's running, but we know if he were to win the primary or whatever, you know his running mate is going to be somebody that is going to run cover for his establishment nature, okay? I would imagine Newsom would pick somebody that is beloved and somebody who's a little on the progressive side, I would think, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, he would definitely need somebody like on the left, right? Newsom will pick an establishment Dem. I don't think he would. I think he would be the fucking establishment guy. Newsom would. I think he would pick somebody to the left of him. I think he would. I think AOC would be a great pick. I think, you know, I don't know. It's so far away, guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even know. It's so far away. Like, Trump could be dead by this time next year. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. We just don't know, boss. But, dude, all right, let's try to get the deal on this shit. But look at this, dude. Gavin Newsom, though. I'm telling you right now, dude, Gavin Newsom is the benefactor here, bro. I swear to you guys, I know this, whatever. I know a lot of people don't like Gavin Newsom, but I think Gavin Newsom is the biggest winner of the Chuck Schumer cave on the shutdown. He is going to be the biggest winner, dude. He is going to fucking, I'm telling you right now, he's going to ride this shit and he's going to showcase his ability to fight and not give in and fucking fight back. And he is going to, we're going to look back and see that he was the biggest benefactor of Schumer's inadequacy, dude. Schumer's inadequacy. All right, dude. Holy shit, bro. So let's find the fucking deals on this. Newsom AOC, dude, I'm into it. Let's go. Dude, let's do a dance party goal, guys. At the very least, if we can't have health care and we can't have strong leaders, we can at least dance, right? There we go. Dance party. There it is, dude. It's the official fuck Schumer dance party, guys. The dance party, F Schumer, baby. You see that shit? What a great goal, boss. There it is. There it is. All the Democrats have voted yes. Well, so here, let's look at the yes Democrats, okay? Okay? I mean, look at this, guys. It ain't too hard to figure this out, okay? Let me see where it was. It's pretty easy to figure it out, guys. Right here, look. Look at this. Okay? So Durbin is retiring. He's out. Shaheen is retiring. Okay, Kane just got reelected, so he's got 5 years left on his term. Dude, C-Punk, let's go, baby. Okay, now Kane, the other thing with Kane is he's from Virginia, and so there's 300,000 people in Virginia not getting paid. So he was like saving, you know, he's saving the Democrats' reputation in Virginia, or saving the constituents of Virginia. Selfish move. King just got reelected. Rosen just got reelected. Hassan, right? Maggie Hassan, she is coming up in 2028. And I'm telling you right now, she's going to get primaried. Okay? She is going to get fucking primaried, Maggie Hassan, and she deserves to. She's been terrible. Okay? She's been terrible. Fetterman, we know Fetterman, like, please, everybody knows Fetterman, fucking bullshit. And then Cortez Masto, I don't know who that is, but, you know, right? It's not Jackie Rosen, right? It's the other fucking senator from Nevada. But yeah, Maggie Hassan sucks ass, bro. Okay? But so a couple of these people are going to get primaried for sure, but then these guys are all safe. And these two are retiring, right? You know what I mean? And so what's crazy though is Mark Warner voted no, and then Tim Kaine voted yes. Dude, yeah, it's fucking bullshit, boss. Right? It is. It is bullshit. But, dude, look at fucking Schumer, dude. Look at his shit.
That's the healthcare crisis.
Dude, look at this guy. What a fucking clown, bro. All right, here's Schumer's video.
For months and months, Democrats have been fighting to get the Senate to address the healthcare crisis. This bill does nothing to ensure that that crisis is addressed. I am voting no, and I will keep fighting.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Schumer. You're voting no, and you're going to keep fighting, but you let it show up where a bunch of other people were voting yes, dude. Fucking clown, bro. I did lay into him, okay? Dude, I weighed into him a little bit right there, right? Because I'm like, dude, you know this is a bad bill, and you let it fucking go to vote, right? Like, who are you kidding, bro? Like, come on, man. Dude. Fucking clown world, boss. All right. So let's see, though. I want to see what the deals of this thing are. Right? So they're just being guaranteed a vote. Okay? So that's the play that they're working on. So the play is they're going to let healthcare spike, and then they're going to get all the senators on record for their healthcare vote. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's a gamble. So, all right, here we go. Here's the full details. Okay? So we have CR gets punted to January 30. So we're going to go through the holidays, and then at the end of January, we're going to start up the potential shutdown thing again. Okay? There's a promise of a vote on the ACA in December. So all the senators are going on record for the to no on the right. They're going to force the Republicans to vote no and be on the record about the health care. Okay. Minibus of bills, including preventing future RIFs. What is RIF? That is reduction. Oh, got you. Okay. So there were some bills that prevent future. Okay. This is big. There's a minibus of bills. So now they can't lay people off and fire workers during a shutdown. That's a tiny victory. I'll give them that that's a tiny victory. So if they punt this down the road, Trump can't fire people and try to exacerbate it. So they did take away one of his sort of threatening tools. And then this is a big one. SNAP is funded through fiscal year 26. So I think the fiscal year ends in the summer. So there you go, though, guys. Look at this. Okay, hold on. Look at this. Look. See, here's where I'm telling you there's strategy, guys. Because look at what happened right here. Okay? You see when the fiscal year of 26 ends, guys? September 30th. Okay? Which means the SNAP shit we just went through, that means this is going to be a deal again next October, 1 month before the House elections. We're going to be right back where we were in October of this year. Okay? Now this is actually a benefit. Okay? Dude, Patrick, let's go, baby. Let's go. So this, now people are guaranteed that they have SNAP, but come next September, come next October, we're going to have the SNAP war again right before the election. Okay? That right there is a little bit of strategy. Okay? That's kind of a little bit of win. You know what I'm saying? But so SNAP is funded, right? Yeah, I mean, all right. Dude, I don't, you know, when I see this, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, I know, guys, I know it's hard. It's hard talking about politics. You know why? Because on the one hand, there's like, well, the people, but the reality is with the political machine is the reality is everybody in Washington. Okay, let me just clear this up for you. You ready? There's 535 representatives in Washington, and none of them are really concerned about us, guys. They are a little bit. And some of the Democrats are more concerned than the Republicans in theory. But at the end of the day, there's two groups, and each group is just looking to obtain power. That's it. That's it. So whatever's going on here, they're doing to like, well, we're going to let people suffer, but we're not going to let people suffer too much unless we get a big political reward from it. So like what I see now is they're not going to let people suffer in December in the holidays because there's no payoff in January. So what they're going to do is they're going to let people enjoy the holidays. They're going to get a Senate vote on the ACA subsidies, and then they're going to be able to use that Senate vote because people are going to get hammered by it, right? People are going to get fucked, okay? And you know what I'm saying? People are going to get fucked on Obamacare, and then the Senate Republicans are going to say they're going to vote no after the people are getting fucked, which is definitely more powerful than if they, like, think about this, guys. Okay, you ready? I know they do play with people's lives, but think about this, guys. If the Republicans, you ready? Hold on, guys. Listen to me. I know it's hard to hear this, but if the Republicans said, we'll give you the ACA subsidies, there wouldn't be any reason to vote for Democrats next year. Why would we? The Republicans just voted for the subsidies, right? We almost don't want the Republicans to give us the subsidies because then we're not going to win the election, or potentially, right? What we want to do is we want people to get fucked, and we want the Republicans to be the reason why they got fucked. And then we're going to come in and save them from getting fucked, presumably, right? That's what you want for the win. You know what I'm saying? Right? And now some people are going to get fucked, right? Health insurance. And then in December, there's going to be a vote where the Republicans are going to vote to continue allowing people to get fucked. And then next September, SNAP is going to come up again right before the election. And I think it's still going to work out pretty well for the Democrats. And in fact, I think a bunch of progressives are going to benefit from this. I hate to say this because, you know, I'm not fully sold on Graham Plattner, but I would not be surprised if this move won. I wouldn't be surprised if Janet Mills loses because of this, right? Plattner may win in Maine because of this, okay? I shit you not. He might win in Maine. I didn't know what his chances are, but I think Plattner might win. He might benefit handsomely from this. And whoever's running in fucking Nancy Pelosi's district, you're trepidatious about Plattner? Yeah, I mean, dude, I have a lot of issues with Plattner, right? Mostly just around him pretending to be a working class guy while being a Richie Rich. But dude, I'm game for anybody to have a chance, right? What's the worst that could happen? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, the worst that could happen is he becomes another Fetterman, and then we can use that as ammunition against all the leftists. We can do an I told you so. Yeah, I mean, dude, so for me, I wouldn't vote for him with that tattoo. I wouldn't vote for him. But, you know, I mean, if people are going to vote for the guy, you know, have you been to Maine? Right? Hating on Mills? Dude, I love Mills. What are you talking about? Dude, if I lived in Maine, I'd be voting for Janet Mills. I would be voting for her. Absolutely. When I talk about the way things are going to work out, don't think that that is like me injecting personal feelings. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Right? Why am I hating on Graham? So Gabe, I'm not hating on Graham necessarily. Like his policies are amazing. Like his website is incredible. I think for me personally, I wouldn't vote for a guy who has a Nazi tattoo, and I wouldn't vote for a guy who lies about being working class, but went to a $70,000 a year private school. I don't like people who go to $70,000 a year private schools, and I sure as fuck aren't going to vote for them when they lie about it and pretend like they're working class. That's just my own personal convictions. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal convictions. I mean, you know, that doesn't mean that, but if he won the primary, I would back him because I'm going to back all the Democrats. But for me personally, you know, Fetterman pretended he was working class, and he had a smoking gun too with that pulling the shotgun on the black guy. You know what I'm saying? And like, so for me, those are my bones of contention with him. But again, you know, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, guys, you ready? At the end of the day, it's not like one senator going in is going to make a huge difference. You know, one senator is like, you know, unless they're part of a coalition, they're not going to do much, right? It's all about the coalition, you know, and, you know, as far as Janet Mills, like she fought Trump on trans rights and she won. And to me, that was really important, right? Her actual wins against Trump on trans rights. And I know people keep talking about her in Israel, but dude, AIPAC shows $0 for her. It just, the AIPAC tracker just says a warning that like she supports Israel, but she's not taking money and she's disavowed. She said she's not taking any super PAC money in the election. So, you know what I'm saying? So I don't hate her. I think she's a little too old, right? I do. She's a little old, but if I was in Maine, I would vote for Janet Mills. Okay. I would vote for Janet Mills. But if Graham Plattner wins, I will support him because I'm going to support the Democratic candidate. You know what I mean? That's how I roll. Right. But yeah, but so Proud Liberal, the thing is though, is Plattner knew the tattoo. He kind of knew what it was. But yeah, it's hard though, guys, because you just don't know, right? Like, let's say Plattner is a totally honest, like, real stand-up guy, okay? Let's just say he is, okay? For the benefit of things, let's say that Plattner is everything that people say he is, okay? That he really is this tried and true leftist who's a fighter. Once he gets into the Senate and gets that taste of power, he could turn into a Fetterman. Okay? I mean, when people get that power and they get that money, you just don't know, like, what's going to happen, guys. Realistically, you don't. I mean, dude, that's why it's so unpredictable. I mean, people get in there, you know, and they just don't know, right? You sent a super chat? Did I miss one? Where is it? Oh, shit, I missed one. Sorry about that. We need a strong person like you. Love your show. Let's go. Thank you, Beard. All right, guys, 27 minutes on the sub goal. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I'm sorry I missed that one. I hope I didn't miss any others. Let me look and see. I think I missed a membership, right? Karen, let's go. And Snap is funded 100% until September, guys. So anyway, so you ready, guys? So here's the way I see this, okay? I'm going to give you my final word on this thing. My final word on this thing is A, I don't like Schumer. He fucking annoys me. I think he's a terrible leader. I think he also is falling on the sword for this one, okay? Because he definitely knew what was going on, and they did it with people that are safe for the time being, okay? So fuck Schumer, okay? But when I look at this, I see a couple wins here. And here are the wins I see. One is the Democrats just saved Christmas. Okay? The Democrats saved Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's one. Two, they get to take up the CR fight again and maybe have another shutdown in January, end of January. Okay? So the fight will continue. We're not out of the woods. The Republicans are not out of the woods yet. Okay, they did prevent during the next shutdown. Trump can't fire people. There were some concessions made where now the next shutdowns, they tied Trump's hands a little bit. That was a little bit of the win. But this is the big one, guys, is SNAP is fully funded until September 30th of next year. So next October, 1 month before the midterms, we're going to be fighting about SNAP again. People are going to be standing in food lines during October of next year, guys. That could be very beneficial, guys. Right? Dude, can you imagine everybody's standing in food lines 1 month before they go vote? That will not work out well for the Republicans. I guarantee you, dude. That could be a little bit of a W. And then, of course, what's going to happen is what's going to happen now, okay, is that fucking what's going to happen now is Obamacare is going to spike, and then Republicans are going to vote against it. They're going to vote against helping it in December, okay? And yes, now the other win is with the Epstein files. Is what's going to happen with the Epstein files is now 𝗦𝗂𝗽𝗍𝗪 is going to get sworn in, okay? So again, guys, I don't hate this. I don't hate this deal. Now, I hate it from a fighter, fuck Trump, fuck this motherfucker standpoint. I hate it from a like wanting to kick them in the teeth standpoint, but I don't hate it in the there's going to be some political capital. Like the Democrats are going to get some political capital out of this that is going to be very valuable. Like I know, like Matt in here is always talking about crypto. Okay, the Democrats just got a Bitcoin that's going to double in value in October of 2026, right before the election. And so I think that is there's a couple sneaky bits in here that are going to be beneficial. Okay? You predict Mace is going to unalive herself? Dude, she's going to unalive her career, I think. Right? Yeah, dude. Email him. Dude, let's get Schumer out of there. I also think progressive Democrats countrywide are going to benefit from this. They are, dude. Gavin Newsom, AOC, Bernie Sanders, Jasmine Crockett. I don't know what she's doing, if she's going to run for Senate or what, because I think Texas has eliminated her fucking district. But a lot of the fighter Democrat people, leftists, are going to benefit from this as well, right? She's going to tank the resolution by removing her name. Yeah, see, I don't know, Matt, because that's a tough one, because she may tank the resolution by removing her name to get Trump's endorsement, but I don't think she can win South Carolina governor if she does that. I think even if she gets Trump's endorsement, if she doesn't stay on that discharge petition, I think that would destroy her governorship. Okay. Yeah, it's like, because she's been running on that. That was like a huge part of her thing about her sexual abuse. She was raped, right? She's in a spot, guys. She may be stuck, right? Oh shit. Tennessee. Oh yes. The Tennessee special election, dude. I commented on one of those guys, dude. The Tennessee. All right. It's fucking, right? It's right? Afton. Okay. I like her. Right? There she is. But Afton Bain. But the guy she's running against is a fucking tool, bro. Dude, look at the guy she's running against. It's this guy. Where is it? The guy she's running against is such a fucking chode, bro. This guy, Matt Van Epps, right? Look at this guy, bro. Jesus, dude. Dude, this guy's a fucking clown, bro. Matt Van Epps. Look at him. Dude, is this Dean Phillips's closeted gay brother or what, dude? Come on, bro. It's Dean Phillips's closeted gay fucking brother, boss. Look at him.
Hi everyone, Matt Van Epps here. Early voting is just 1 week away. This election matters. We're fighting to keep this seat red and protect Tennessee values.
And protect Tennessee values. Dude, he can't even talk good, right? Protect Tennessee values. Dude, he's the worst reader possible.
Talk to your friends, your neighbors, your church group, and make sure everyone knows how important this election is. Tennessee's strength comes from people like you showing up. Let's send a message loud.
Tennessee's strength comes from people like you showing up. I don't know how to read with any passion whatsoever. I merely just accent the words that are highlighted on the teleprompter. Thank you so much for voting for me. Wait, what's my name again? Oh yes, Matt Van Epps. I am your closeted, white, Dean Phillips-looking motherfucker currently voting for, running for Tennessee.
Loud and clear. Tennessee stands for faith, freedom, and family. Spread the word, and let's get ready to turn out strong next week.
Yeah, dude, this guy really inspires like, you know, quitting, dude. Hi. Dude, oh my God, bro. Just, you know, oh shit, dude. AI is definitely replacing him. Yeah, all right, let's look at Afton, shall we? All right, let's take a little look at the different people. All right, let's look at her.
I'm Afton Bain. We all know the system is rigged in Washington. Here's how it works. Politicians make it easy for their rich donors, tax cuts for billionaires, and burying the Epstein files, while hardworking Tennesseans get a rough ride by cutting health care for Tennessee families, doubling health insurance premiums, and tariffs that hurt our economy. I'm Afton Bain, and I approve this message. Vote early to shake up Washington.
Dude, that's funny, bro. Oh shit, bro. She's funny. Dude, I love the girl who got tossed, dude. This guy, look at this one. This chick. Dude, the girl fucking gets tossed, bro.
Doubling health insurance premiums and tariffs.
Dude, it is so cheesy. Dude, so cheesy. But, I mean, it's Tennessee, man. Dude. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, look at Matt Van Epps. Here we go. Let's see him.
Matt, funny running into you here, Matt. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good.
How are you?
So Afton was on with us yesterday, and she said that Speaker Johnson is waiting for you to get there so you can cancel out 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗍𝗆's vote on the Epstein files. What do you think about that? Does that sound right to you? Do you think that's Speaker Johnson's plan?
Oh!
Why was it so hard for you to answer the Epstein files question, Matt?
Oh!
Is that why they put $2 million into your race so you would go there and help cover up the Epstein files? This is a simple question. You said you're for transparency.
Oh!
Why not just be strong about that, Matt? Why do you have to hem and haw so much?
Oh!
Do you think that's the plan, Matt, to get you up there to cancel out 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗍𝗆? The silence thing doesn't work very well. It just makes you look bad. That's what you're gonna learn if you get up there. It's better just to give me the line that they gave you. Whatever line they gave you, you should use that line, Matt.
Oh,
right
dude.
now. This is the time to do it. Being silent isn't a good look.
Dude!
It doesn't work. It just makes you look guilty. I'm trying to help you. Just say the line. Whatever they gave you to say, just say it. Matt, the Epstein files, even your own people care about the Epstein files. All right, it's great talking to you, Matt.
Oh my God.
Always.
Dude, that guy, holy shit, bro. That was something else, bro. Oh my God, dude. I love that. I saw somebody in chat saying he was trying to coach him up. Dude, incredible. Who made this video, dude? This fucking video. I don't think this is the person who made it. Oh, it's Now This Impact. All right, nice. Yeah, no, it's Now This Impact, right? They're good, dude. They're good. Right here. Yeah. Dude, that is fucking who posted it. I don't know who the guy was, but yeah, that's good shit, man. Good shit, bro. All right. All right. Dude. Dude, yeah, this is Schumer's ball game, boss. You know what I'm saying? I think like it's important. Here's what I think, guys. What I think is this, okay? Is I think the important thing, right? I think the important thing here is for us to not lose our fucking like good energy, right? Don't let this ruin our fucking good energy. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Don't let it fucking ruin our good energy, because there are a couple wins in there. I think the Senate vote on the ACA subsidies is going to be a political win. I think SNAP being funded until next September is going to be something where it comes up right before the election. That's going to be caustic for the Republicans. And then obviously they haven't yet fully funded the government. They just moved it past the holidays. So how many people lose health care? So I'm not sure how that's going to work, 𝗏𝗏. I don't honestly know. I just think people's premiums are going to spike. Okay. So if we take the House and Senate, so here's the thing. If we take the House, Trump will absolutely be impeached. Okay. He will 100% be impeached. He wouldn't get convicted in the Senate. Like there wouldn't be enough votes to convict him in the Senate. Okay. So that it would just be another House impeachment with no prosecution. It would be the same thing. I think the more important thing, whether for impeachment, the impeachment's not really the important thing. Not if we do good enough. Yeah, there's not enough winnable Senate seats though to get like more than 60, right? But I don't think the important thing though is the impeachment of Trump. I think the important thing of winning the House is twofold. Okay. Number one, right? Because in order to convict him, I think you need 2/3, right? I think you need 67 for impeachment conviction, right? Hold on. I think it's 67. It is a 2/3 majority for conviction, right? So you need 67, bro. So there's no way, right? It's just unrealistic, right? No chance of that. But here's the thing, guys. I think the win with the House isn't even about impeaching Trump. Sure, they would impeach Trump, but I think the win of the House is investigations. That's number one. The investigatory arm, okay? You win the House, that means all of the investigations are now coming from the Democratic side. We'll be investigating Trump's crypto. We'll be investigating his business things. We'll be investigating all the Epstein stuff. We'll be investigating Tom Homan and all of the abuses going on in DHS and in ICE, right? Can you imagine if Homan and Bovino and fucking, Kristi Noem were having the Nuremberg trials every fucking day? Pam Bondi and Kash Patel were having to answer the Epstein files. I mean, dude, the content would just be amazing. Regardless of what happened, the investigations would be insane, okay? Yeah, that $50,000 would come back. All of this shit would come up, right? Stephen Miller would be under the microscope. So that's number one. is the investigation stuff. But then the other thing is if we take back the House, Trump's legislative agenda is dead. Okay? That's it. Legislative agenda gone. You know, we win the House and then his entire legislative agenda is done. Right? No more. No, nothing. He gets nothing at that point. All right. But yeah. So we'll see. All right, now let's look at this Epstein bombshell, guys. Hold on. Because this one's big, dude. This shit is big, boss. Let me see. I think I saved it. Yeah, here it is. This is big, boss. Let me get this. This article. Look at that picture, dude. All right. So what this involves, right, is Côte d'Ivoire, which is the Ivory Coast. Okay. It's a tiny country in Africa, right? Côte d'Ivoire, right? If you look at it, dude, it's fucking next to Ghana. All right. It's a pretty small African country right there, okay? Pretty nondescript, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's not on the giant radar, okay? I think one of the things that's really sort of interesting about it is like hurricanes. All the hurricanes that hit here, all of these hurricanes originate off of this fucking coast. Isn't that weird? Right? Ghana's not small, dude. I mean, dude, these countries are small compared to, you know, the big African countries. They're not small compared to, you know, I mean, if you look at it compared to the fucking, like the Sudan and shit, dude, or the DRC, these countries are all tiny, right? Compared to the big African countries. I mean, they're still pretty, that's still like, I mean, it's maybe the size of Texas, right? Maybe a little smaller than Texas, but it's a whole country. But so anyway, this is what's crazy. All right, you ready? Look at this, though. I think this is a big deal, guys. You know why this is a big deal? Is because what we're about to see is we're about to see a connection, a definite connection of Epstein, Israel, surveillance, okay? And now this is around the same time that there were emails with Palantir, right? With fucking Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and Jeffrey Epstein. And Epstein was trying to get Elon to the island. And, you know, Thiel's taking meetings and Ehud Barak is going to the island. But it says new leaked emails show that Jeffrey Epstein helped arrange talks between the Israeli government and Côte d'Ivoire, right? That culminated in the signing of a formal defense agreement in 2014. Hold on, I want to fucking quote Côte d'Ivoire. Ivoire. I think it's Côte d'Ivoire. I want to get it. It's French.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire. Okay, Côte d'Ivoire. Right? So this is crazy. So it was Epstein who set up the talks between the Israeli government and Côte d'Ivoire that culminated in the signing of a formal defense agreement in 2014. Epstein made introductions and held meetings between Côte d'Ivoirian leaders and Israeli intelligence-linked firms and individuals that helped lay the groundwork for the deal that helped flood Côte d'Ivoire with Israeli surveillance tech. This is the latest entry in a series of stories about Epstein's links to the intelligence world, including in Africa. So think about that, guys. think about this. You have an American who was a fucking school teacher, okay? He was a math teacher who then went on to work at Bear Stearns, who then was like a tax guy for wealthy people, who then went on to, you know, arrange the craziest like child sex trafficking ring ever. And then this guy is like the go-between between an African government and Israel intelligence firms. Hello, right? Why is some random guy, Donald Trump's buddy, who owns a modeling agency in Florida, why is that guy the go-between between Cote d'Ivoire and Israeli surveillance firms? Right? I mean, you know what I mean? That's pretty random. Okay? You know, that is pretty fucking random. You know what I mean? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And dude, if you look at it, look at this photograph. Dude, this is Epstein with African soldiers. Look at him. He's out there just fucking hanging out. Okay? And this is really bizarre, dude. Jeffrey Epstein helped Israel sell a surveillance state to Cote d'Ivoire. Leaked emails show the details behind talks between Cote d'Ivoire and Israel, shepherded by Ehud Barak and Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? Epstein and Ehud Barak were specialists in war profiteering. At the end of his tenure as Israel's defense minister, and after his supposed retirement, Barak embraced a role as a salesman of Israeli security service to embattled governments, opening the door for Israeli intelligence leaders to shape the security apparatuses of several African nations, including the country of Cote d'Ivoire. Quietly facilitating these efforts was Jeffrey Epstein, who died in jail in 2019. Epstein wrote at one point to Barak, with civil unrest exploding and the desperation of those in power, "Isn't this perfect for you?" Barak replied, "You're right, in a way, but not simple to transform it into a cash flow." Dude, think about this, boss. Think about how crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? Think about how crazy. Hold on. Dude, what are you doing, dude? Like, most of your messages are fucking just getting removed, right? You know what I mean? All right. I think we got to say goodbye to somebody. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Let's go. All right. There we go. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Somebody's just flipping out, right? It's a lot of fucking crazy energy. Yeah, so I mean, so this is crazy. Okay? This is crazy. I mean, not only the fact that, like, to see these types of guys, like, here, you know, Cote d'Ivoire and some of these other African nations are like, they're just war-torn guys. All their resources have been gutted by other countries that came in and destroyed the landscape, sucked all the resources out of the country. A lot of these countries are civil warring. There's no, right? There's no power structure. There's no, like, the infrastructure in the countries themselves have all been ruined by, you know, the UK and America and everybody else pulling all the resources, like France. Everybody went down there and just extracted all the resources. So there's a lot of war there. And then you have, like, Ehud Barak and Epstein. Like, how can we profit off this, right? How can we fucking make some cash here, you know? And I mean, dude, that shit is just, is pretty grimy, okay? But so transforming unrest into cash flow in the case of Cote d'Ivoire involved brokering deals between the Israeli state and the embattled West African nation. New details about Epstein's role in Israeli intelligence operations in Africa have emerged from two sets of documents: an archive of leaked emails released by the Handala hacking group and hosted by nonprofit whistleblower site distributed denial of secrets, and documents released by U.S. House Oversight Committee last month. Now, let me find this one because Jamie Raskin made a statement about this, okay, that I had pulled up right here. Let me grab this real quick. We're going to pull this in. This was a statement about that Raskin made that I think is going to come into play as well, okay? So the latter set from the Oversight Committee includes Epstein's personal emails and appointment calendars, which provide clear evidence of Epstein's involvement in Israel's West African security negotiations in 2012, while Barak was still Israel's defense minister. Now, again, guys, this is so bizarre because Epstein had been a fucking, right? Dude, so Soul Life, join the Discord and we can talk about it in there, right? So the thing about it is, I mean, how this is like, it's not random, guys. It just doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. This is a couple years after his, sex trafficking bust. So you have Epstein, he's got a modeling agency, he's a sex trafficker, he gets out of jail, he's Donald Trump's good friend, and all of a sudden he's the guy, the go-between between a war-torn West African country and the Israeli prime minister, okay? Right? He was defense minister, I guess, at the time, right? The two men worked together as a conduit for Israel's intelligence sector in Cote d'Ivoire, where Barak was welcomed as a representative of the Israeli government even after leaving public office. Epstein helped Barak deliver a proposal for mass surveillance of Ivorian phone and internet communications crafted by former Israeli intelligence officials. As in Mongolia, Epstein and Barak's private deal-making evolved seamlessly into an official security agreement between Israel and Cote d'Ivoire in 2014. Since the agreement was signed over a decade ago, President Alassane Ouattara has tightened his grip on power, banning public demonstrations and arresting peaceful protesters, which means essentially this tech that they sold has been used for like no good ever since, too. It's been used to create an authoritarian fucking state, okay? You know what I mean? It's fucking brutal, okay? And in this October's election, the octogenarian won a fourth term in defiance of constitutional term limits, while opposition candidates were barred from participation. Jesus, you see that? The guy's 80 years old, and he's breaking their constitution to take a fourth term because anybody who opposes him is barred. I mean, that sounds like something Trump wants to have here, doesn't it? Right? Oh, shit, guys. Oh, we didn't get it. Oh, fuck, bro. We missed the goal, dude. All right. All right, we're going to try again. Sorry, dude. I forgot to pay attention, dude. We were sitting there. We'll fucking try another goal. All right. We get it. We get it. If we don't, we don't. My bad. All right. Yeah, I completely forgot about it, guys. All right, we got actively into it. But, all right. So today, Ouattara continues to enjoy the support of Israeli security firms to help him maintain power. His Israeli-backed police state has squashed civic organizations and silenced critics. In the wake of the recent election, exiled activist 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗆𝗆 denounced Ouattara's authoritarian slide. Under Ouattara, since 2011, freedoms of opinion, thought, and expression have been criminalized. It has become forbidden to criticize the head of state. Dude, Breckos, let's go, baby. Dude, that's crazy. I mean, dude, it's pretty fucked up, right? When you think about it, that in addition to Israel being, so occupational, like they're occupiers, or they've been occupiers in Gaza and the West Bank, right? And they've been, oppressive in the Middle East. 𝗙cie_𝗆𝗆, let's go, baby. Right? You know what I mean? And it turns out that their surveillance shit is being sold to people that are also occupying and being oppressive. It's just like every extension of the Israeli war machine is like not above board, dude. It's all about oppression and control. All right. The story of Israel's security agreement with Côte d'Ivoire is only one chapter in the saga of Epstein and Barak's covert activities in Africa. It is reported here as the next entry in an ongoing series on Epstein's ties to Israel's intelligence. All right, dude, let's go. 𝗙cie_𝗆𝗆, appreciate you, boss. So this is wild, dude. Again, right? Again, think about that. A rebel government in Côte d'Ivoire builds a police state there where they surveil and basically prevent any opposition from running for elections. This guy's 80 years old. He's winning his fourth term. He's broken the Constitution. It's complete authoritarianism there that's being carried out as a result of Israeli surveillance that they're using to crush the opposition. And all of that was set up by fucking Jeffrey Epstein, by a dude who gets massages from trailer park girls in West Palm Beach, Florida. That's just weird, guys. That's weird that some, schmoozy little billionaire tax guy from West Palm Beach is setting up, a police state in fucking Western Africa. That feels level jumping, doesn't it? What do you do? Oh, I'm a tax guy. I get massages from these local girls, and I set up, Israeli surveillance in West African nations. Like, bro, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of a resume is that? I mean, yes, it is an argument for like, this guy's way above his pay grade, okay? If you are just run a modeling agency in Florida and you're setting up Israeli surveillance with the government of a West African nation, that's not in your wheelhouse, bro. Okay? A modeling like John Casablancas from Elite Models isn't going to be setting up some deal with fucking, surveillance equipment in fucking Nigeria. I mean, he was way out of his pay grade, guys. Okay? In 2010, a disputed presidential election in the West African nation of Côte d'Ivoire triggered political upheaval and violence that rapidly destabilized the country. The UN certified Alassane Ouattara as the winner of a November 2010 runoff vote, but the outcome was not accepted by the rival incumbent Laurent Gbagbo. After months of violence, a French and UN military intervention was launched in April 2011 to remove Gbagbo and drive him from the country. Dance party, let's go, Vermillion. Let's go, baby, we got this. All right, 3 in, we can do this, dude. 17 more, let's hit it up. All right, after Gbagbo's exile, Ouattara inherited a security apparatus fractured by the crisis, and his own hold on power was uncertain. The new president announced his government had foiled a coup plot against him by officers still loyal to Gbagbo in June 2012. 5 days after the announcement, the new Ivorian president, who had a long career in economics at the IMF and a reputation as a technocrat, that's always bad news, traveled to Jerusalem to meet Defense Minister Ehud Barak and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and discuss cooperation on science, tech, and counterterrorism. The following month, an Israeli delegation visited Côte d'Ivoire to field Ouattara's questions about Israel's security apparatus and rebuilding the Ivorian presidential army. While Israeli and Ivorian officials sat in hotel conference rooms and took press photographs, American financier Jeffrey Epstein was across the globe engaged in shadow diplomacy to develop further ties between Israel and the new Ivorian leader. On June 18, 2012, the very same day Barak was meeting with Alassane Ouattara in Jerusalem, According to Epstein's schedules released by the House Oversight Committee, his son, David Jermaine Ouattara, was in New York for an appointment with Epstein. Dude, that's weird. On September 12th, 3 months later, Epstein met with Ouattara's niece, Nina Keita, whom he had known since 2002, a young fashion model in Jean-Luc Brunel's Karen modeling agency. She had traveled on his Lolita Express plane between New York and Paris. After Keita's visit, records show Epstein went straight to the Regency Hotel in New York for a private meeting with Israel's defense minister. The next month, Epstein flew to Africa. In a note to his assistant, he instructed her to arrange to switch planes in London before flying to Côte d'Ivoire, Angola, and Senegal. There are no flight logs documenting the African trip. So then he switched planes so he could fly around out over there with no records, dude. That is so dirty, bro. That is so dirty. This is in 2012, okay? This is 2012. So this is after he was busted, after he had gotten out of prison, right? This is nuts, bro. The flurry of visits appear to pay dividends for Epstein, Barak, and the Israeli government. 2 weeks after Epstein's trip to Africa, the Ivorian Interior Minister Hamed Bakayoko was in Tel Aviv to meet with Barak and discuss a bilateral security accord focused on intelligence and cybercrime. Dude, Jimmy Nuisance, let's go, baby! Dance with Candy in the Pale Moonlight. Where do I know that from? Dude, I fucking... Candy-O? Do me and Candy-O dance in the pale moonlight? What is that? That's a song lyric from something. Okay? What song is that? Oh, dude, yeah. Oh, is that what it is? Is it from Batman? Oh, nice. From Joker? Got it. Dude, let's go. Dude, Candy-O, baby. Dude, we love us some Candy-O. Dude, she's crazy, boss. She is. She's a nut job. So let's see here. Okay, there is, look at this though. This email is from Leslie Groff, which is one of his lieutenants that got immunity, right? And it's to Jeffrey Epstein. There's a 10 o'clock. There's a bunch of CCs to all these people. 10 o'clock appointment with someone. Then a 3 o'clock appointment with fucking Nina Keita and Ouattara's son, right? Then there's a cocktail reception. They screen the newsroom. Then there's dinner. And, dude, it's crazy, dude. He's going to, like, the newsroom screaming while he's meeting with the son of the fucking Côte d'Ivoirian leader. Dude, Annie up, punks. Let's go, Pinky. Let's go. We got this. We're getting it this time, dude. Here's another one, right, from Leslie Groff that is, like, the schedule for the DC meeting. I will go to Palm Beach, Wheels Up on 4. Wheels Up 4 on the 27th. Luella and Janice should go down the 26th, right? What do we have here? Right? They're switching planes in London, okay? And going to Angola, Senegal, and Ivory Coast. All right? Barak has previously claimed his private investments with Epstein were conducted as a private citizen and unrelated to official Israeli state affairs. The documents released by the House in October, however, suggest Epstein played the same fixer role while Barak was still the sitting defense minister of Israel. Barak did not respond to a request for comment. See, that's what's really weird, guys, okay, is if Epstein was like friends with Ehud Barak, and Ehud Barak is like trying to make a deal with some of his buddies that sell surveillance shit, and Epstein is like negotiating a deal for his friend because he's whatever, a good negotiator. That would be, I mean, it'd still be weird. Like, why is Epstein doing the negotiations? But it would at least make sense because it is, you know, it is a guy and his friend engaging in some of his friend's business. But like when Ehud Barak was the defense minister of Israel and Netanyahu's the prime minister of Israel, they should only be negotiating through government people, right? You're not going to have some random American dude doing your negotiations. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if we're negotiating with fucking Germany for something and we just grab some dude from Australia, right? Some fucking banker from Australia goes to negotiate the fucking deal in Germany, right? Dude, it is very bizarre, boss. This shit, like, again, Epstein was way level jumping, okay? He was like level jumping, dude. He was doing the work of a deeply ensconced high-level government official while getting hand jobs from like trailer park girls in Palm Beach. You know, that doesn't make any sense, dude, right? And, oh, dude, 𝗍𝗢𝗏 is on the flight logs. He's been to the island. Like, 𝗍𝗢𝗏 is the prime minister that Virginia Giuffre said she was SA'd by him. She was forced to, like, be his concubine multiple times, right? There's like a long history there, okay? So less than a year later, Barak resigned from the Israeli government. In 2011, Barak had split from the Labor Party, formed a small centrist faction called Independents. Despite his long history in government, including a past stint as prime minister, his tiny party was predicted to get wiped out in the January 2013 Knesset election. Okay, he left his position as defense minister on March of 2013 before an agreement with Côte d'Ivoire was reached. Barak's department from government did not end his role negotiating security agreements for Israel, however. After he left his former government role, emails and private records show that he finished negotiating the intelligence deal with Côte d'Ivoire covertly. In these efforts, Epstein provided critical assistance. So this guy was like making a deal with the government when he was the defense minister of Israel. Then he left his position as defense minister. He was no longer a government official, and him and Epstein continued to secretly broker the deal anyway. So now Israel's like making this deal with the West African country with fucking nobody in government is even negotiating this shit. Dude, this is fucked up, bro. Right? On March 19th, 2013, one day after he left his government post, Barak received an email from his business partner and brother-in-law, Doron Cohen, containing materials prepared by MF Group, a French-Israeli security contractor run by Michael Farhon. The consortium of companies spread across several European countries did security work in Africa. The group had been involved in a controversial sale of military helicopters to Cameroon. An email associated with Farhon sent details of MF Group's planned projects in Côte d'Ivoire, a mobile and internet communication surveillance center, and a video monitoring center in Abidjan. According to email logs, Barak and Farhon met 3 days later on the 4th floor of G Tower in Tel Aviv. Barak and Cohen made efforts to keep these communications secret. Farhon's emails to Cohen never mentioned Barak by name, instead using cryptic subject lines like files to be transferred to your friend. So, dude, Jesus. Oh my God, bro. It gets worse. They're not even naming him, right? Oh shit. And Barak and Cohen's emails referred to Farhon by the initials MF, often in connection with another player called AM or Mouse. Cohen took precautions to ensure the conversations were not overheard. On April 12th, he emailed Barak, "I had a good meeting today with MF and AM. I'll be glad to update you. I'll be in the car alone at 4:15 a.m. until 5 a.m. Dude, they're like doing clandestine like car phone calls and shit and code words for people like Jesus. Reach for comment by 𝗙𝗏𝗏. Farhon acknowledged the documents containing proposals for Côte d'Ivoire originated from his company, but he said his company did not actually engage in business in the country and denied he had ties with Barak and Cohen. The documents are accurate, but no cooperation with Barak, Cohen, Epstein. No deal with Ivory Coast, nor any cooperation. So this guy then is like, yeah, I mean, I was in the emails, but didn't do it. Wasn't me. Dude, no fucking way, bro. Shit is so dirty, boss. All right. Dude. Although talks were proceeding briskly, the momentum was halted after an unexpected report came from the United Nations. Since 2004, during the country's first civil war, Côte d'Ivoire had been subject to a UN arms embargo that blocked weapon sales and applied strict requirements for even non-lethal training and equipment transfers. All right, so they discovered Israeli ammunition, and so I guess there was a, like, you're not allowed to buy. They can't buy weapons. They had weapons embargoes and shit because of the civil wars. Dude, this is wild. So then Cohen emailed Barack, I met with MF and AM last night. We're facing a problem. We need to schedule a serious talk. Cohen wouldn't talk about it over email. 4 days later, Security Council extended arms embargo on Côte d'Ivoire for another year. Then immediately upon his return to Israel, Barack made phone calls to security leaders with connections to Côte d'Ivoire. He called Amos Malka, who is obviously the AM guy, the former head of Israeli intelligence, and a chairman of Israeli armor manufacturer 𝗙صe. 𝗙صe had also been swept up in the sanctions enforcement. So there were like sanctions. Malka, like Barack, occupied a blurred public-private boundary in Israeli intelligence. His company, Logic Industries, was installing a surveillance apparatus in the UAE under a contract with a Swiss company. The email logs do not disclose the subject matter of Barack and Malka's phone call. But after hanging up, Barack emailed Malka the resume of a Spanish-Israeli logistics expert at the Prime Minister's office for Shin Bet, that a common cover name for either Shin Bet, Israel's counterintelligence service, or Mossad, both of which are based out of the office. Dude, this is dirty shit, boss. Right? They're asking for AI videos to be made. All right, let's go. Dude. And then Malka said, I've never worked with Barack since my retirement. Okay? And his retirement was 2002. I know him very well, but no business together. Barack called one stakeholder, okay, Michael Mickey Felderman, right? And Elbit had supplied military helicopters during Côte d'Ivoire. On May 27th, Barack called the chief cabinet of President Ouattara, right? He requested a meeting with Ouattara, and they arranged a meeting in August. In preparation for his West African trip, Barack asked private intelligence firm Ergo to prepare a briefing, contained a dossier on Ouattara, his inner circle, and all of their internal security apparatus. Meanwhile, he prepared paperwork for a non-security visit to West Africa. Dude, where does Epstein fill in with this? All right, so Barack goes in, he meets with Ouattara, right? And then they fucking do the dance, right? And then eventually, right? And dude, this is, it's just a lot to process, boss. I feel like I'm reading a fucking, like the driest, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm reading the driest, like, fucking gossip. You know, it's like a romance novel for weaponry. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm reading a romance novel for like missiles and surveillance equipment, right? Exactly, like a really bad, overly technical Bond fucking novel. But so I want to get to the end of this, okay? So what do we have here is dude, let's go. Marisol, good to see you. All right, guys, let's go. That's number 6. 24 minutes, 14. Dude, we're getting the dance party. All right? We are getting the dance party. But so ultimately, here's what happened. So ultimately, they had a complete architecture for eavesdropping. So what they installed there was to be able to eavesdrop on phone calls, satellites, tactical radios, cyber cafes. So they're monitoring all the internet and communication shit in the whole country. The data streams flowed to media processing servers to be reviewed by analysts, then synthesized into reports for security leaders. So essentially what they did was they set up a like communications monitoring for the entire fucking country. Okay? Right? Landlines, cell phones, fucking tactical radios, walkie-talkies, internet, all of it. Okay? They're fucking recording all that information and creating a media database that they're then analyzing, which presumably with the rise of AI, now the AI is just doing this shit. And I mean, dude, they're probably doing that shit to us right now, right? Isn't that what they're planning on doing with this new Palantir shit, right? Where they're just fucking grabbing shit from your cell phone fucking, right? Your cell phone microphone is probably just feeding all of our shit endlessly, looking for us. Every time I talk about Trump and the pine box, dude, some guy's ears perk up and he's like, the guy in Oregon's talking about the pine box again, right? Dude, this shit is insane, okay? It's insane, all right? And then, so then the document was authored by this Farkash guy, okay? Aaron Zevi Farkash, who is a former head of intelligence for Signet, okay? For a Signet organization of Côte d'Ivoire. Okay, so this intelligence guy authored the documents, and it was systems they had developed in Palestine for fucking, monitoring everyone's communications there. Okay. And then he said that he's operating in a gray area by sharing these documents with a foreign country. Okay. So like, hey man, we're not supposed to be sharing this shit. Barack informed him that he would be in touch with the client at the end of the month. Then Barack flew to New York where he visited Epstein during the UN General Assembly. And Epstein had been coordinating meetings for Barack. Okay. Epstein had been helping manage Barack's itinerary in anticipation of his visit, saying we should try to schedule some people for dinners or lunches. I wonder if he scheduled some massages too, right? They included several business and political leaders, right? Bloomberg, then the mayor of New York, a Rothschild banker, British ambassador Mendelsohn, and Joshua Cooper Ramo, advisor to Henry Kissinger. Okay, Epstein planned a meeting for Barack with 𝗙İ𝗙𝗶𝗆 the cabinet president, or the chief of the cabinet for the Cote d'Ivoirian president. Before arranging the meeting, made a phone call to Ouattara's niece again, right? The fashion model. And then Epstein sent Barack a message with Touré's personal email address. Chief of staff of Ouattara, he arrives tomorrow. Try to coordinate. I am flexible. All right. And then they fucking hook it up. Okay. For several months, Epstein has other meetings, right? And when did this deal finally come through? Oh shit, bro. This is crazy. Okay. So like, look at that shit. Like, this is weird. Okay. Because there was like an embargo, so nobody could sell weapons or any of this shit to Côte d'Ivoire. But then mysteriously, after all these guys are meeting, all right, and Barack and Epstein and the niece or whatever, the fashion model friend of the president, all of a sudden the UN decides, oh, we're going to lift the embargo on Côte d'Ivoire and allow weapons and shit to be sold again. So isn't that funny that all of a sudden the United Nations decided to have a change of heart, right? Just in time for, non-lethal equipment to be sold, right? Oh, isn't that weird? There's a UN meeting in New York and Barack comes here. He's hanging out with Epstein. And next thing you know, the UN's like, oh, we're going to lift this embargo. right? And then they were lifted. Two weeks later, Israel's Minister of Foreign Affairs arrived in Côte d'Ivoire to sign an agreement on defense and security, accompanied by more than 50 businessmen. Dude, that's crazy, right? Dude. So I mean, dude, so in a nutshell, I mean, I know we went in a long fucking thing. So I'm going to summarize that. All right, you ready? So we have Netanyahu and Ehud Barak, who is like his defense minister. And Jeffrey Epstein starts helping the Israeli defense minister negotiate a security deal with Ivory Coast. But there's a problem. You can't sell anything to the Ivory Coast because they had this crazy civil war, and there's some laws about munitions, and the UN had an embargo. No weapons, no nothing could be sold to them because of the civil war. Okay, then this Ouattara guy who found himself in power after the civil war, all of a sudden he's taking meetings with Epstein and Ehud Barak, and then Ehud Barak quits his job. He's not even the defense minister of Israel anymore, right? And yet he's still brokering a deal now as a private citizen with the president, the new president of this war-torn country, and the Jeffrey Epstein, the pedophile billionaire in America with the modeling agency. They're all brokering a little deal. But there's one problem. They can't have a deal because there's this UN embargo on Côte d'Ivoire. So then all of a sudden, Ehud Barak, who's friends with everybody in the Israeli security department, he starts meeting with people, and Epstein starts meeting with people, and there's a UN thing happening in New York, and Ehud Barak and Jeffrey Epstein go to where this UN thing is, and magically, right after that, the embargo gets lifted on Côte d'Ivoire, and then this guy who's no longer in the Israeli government, now he's the only guy that the president of the Ivory Coast will deal with via Jeffrey Epstein. And so they get together and then they sign the deal. And then the government officials from Israel go down there to celebrate. And they sell them a whole bunch of shit to monitor everyone's communications and establish a police state. All of that set up by some dude who gets massages every day. Bro, dude, there's no way, dude. There's like no way. Like, why is Jeffrey Epstein functioning as like a high-level security consultant and go-between with the UN, right? For some random fucking West African nation and the government of Israel. Dude, that's bizarre, bro. Like, and I guess he did the same shit with Mongolia, okay? So, dude, this is fucking crazy, bro. See, I had not really looked into a lot of this, you know? I had not looked into a lot of this as far as, you know, I've heard the mentions of Mossad and you know, whatever Israeli intelligence, but I've not, like, studied up on all that shit. But now I kind of want to, I mean, I'm not going to do it now on stream because I am going to go make some videos, but I'm going to look into this. Like, I want to follow some of this because, like I said, I've never seen, you know, the level of cover, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like the level of cover that's going on. Please don't what? Don't what? Don't look into that shit? What, you worried that they're going to come find me? Dude, I mean, he was, I don't know, dude. He was definitely connected. There is some link, okay? There is absolutely some link to Netanyahu in this, and through Trump too, right? Netanyahu was the prime minister of Israel when all this shit was going on, dude, right? So you have Epstein being besties with Ehud Barak, who was close with Netanyahu. They were in government together. He was his fucking defense minister. And then you have Netanyahu simultaneously being buddies with Charles Kushner, whose son-in-law is now married to the Trumps. Like, think about that, guys. Okay? Think about the Kushner-Trump-Netanyahu connection. Okay? Because is that why Jared Kushner married Ivanka? Right? Was Jared Kushner why does Netanyahu's good buddy's son marry Trump's fucking daughter? And right? That just seems weird. Okay? That Charles Kushner, his son marries Trump's daughter, and they're all connected to like Robert Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein and Ehud Barak. You know what I mean? That's some weird shit, guys. Like, you know, it's almost like Kushner married Ivanka to keep this whole circuit flowing, you know? You know what I mean? Dude, there's definitely a connection. And again, I have never seen a fucking I've never seen the government turn tail like they have. Like what happened today, okay? What happened today, guys, not today, but what has happened in the last 6 months with Donald Trump going from like, we're releasing the files, we got this, his whole administration is like, we're ready to do this. And then all of a sudden, it's a hoax. This doesn't even exist. The whole blow up, and now they're like trying to hold the fucking government hostage, preventing 𝗙صeఢ𝗶𝗹𝗀 from being sworn in. I mean, I have never seen a crazier about face and denial and attempt to like get away from this thing ever. You know, this is like, they're treating this more scandalous than Watergate. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with Watergate, they were like, okay, we did it. We got the tapes. Guys were admitting it in court, you know, and here it's like everybody's just fleeing, okay? They're fleeing. You know what I mean? And it's beyond just like a handful of government officials. It seems to be infecting like every level of power globally. You know, there is something big here. And you know, dude, something big. And I'm really, guys, I'm super curious about the Schuster, right? I'm super curious about this guy's email, right? You remember the Schuster email? He was the one who the David Schuster email. He was the guy who laid it out there, right? It was this one, right? It was this one where he said that House members have seen the photos and the shit with Trump and the naked teen girls, and that it's worse than what Michael Wolff said, and that they have them. They have them, they've seen them, and it's going to come out. And then he went on to say that you know, once 𝗙صeఢ𝗶𝗹𝗀 is in, that they're expecting a whole bunch of Republicans are going to vote to release this shit because they don't want to get buried by it, and they don't want to be responsible because they know it's coming out. And then he went on to say that Pam Bondi's denial, by not saying her non-denial denial, okay, her, right, like Pam Bondi not answering White House's question about whether she saw these photos. She just went mute, remember? He's like, you don't know anything about that? She was just all silent. That they're like, holy shit, this shit is real. So the guys are like hearing the scuttlebutt that the photos are real, that it's definitely coming out. You better get ahead of this. And right? And all right, 10 minutes, guys. Let's go. Let's get the dance party. All right, we got to shuck and jive with the dance party now. I'm going to focus fucking 10 minutes. Dude, this shit is crazy. We want to finish with the dance party. We still got to talk about Trump's Stimmy check. So, yeah, I think this shit is blowing up, bro. I think this shit is blowing up. Dude, it's gonna get messy, bro. It is gonna get messy. 𝗙Punk, let's go, baby. There it is. All right. We need 13, guys. 13 and 10. We got this. Let's go. Dance party. I'm going to start getting stretch, dude. We're going to do it. Dude, it's real easy. 13. We can do this. Oh, fuck, bro. Dude, that shit is nuts. Love you too, Raptor. Appreciate it. Dude, that shit is nuts, boss. Dude, Trump got booed at the NFL game? Of course he did. Let's go. Dude, he got booed. Let's hear the booing. Dude. Loud booing, bro. Dude, yeah, he actually said, state your name, bro. I state your name. Dude, you're supposed to say your name, dumbass. Dude. What an idiot, bro. I state your name. All right, guys, 13 more, baby. 7 minutes. It's go time. We need 2 a minute for the last fucking 7 minutes, boss. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, I state your name. Do solemnly swear. Dude, he didn't say his name, so he doesn't really swear, dude. Dude, that is crazy booing, boss. Crazy fucking booing. All right. Let's get it. Almost there. 7 minutes. We can do this, guys. We can fucking do it. I state your name. I state your name. Dude, what an idiot, bro. He should be getting booed. Dude, he's fucking, this guy's a clown, bro. Like, serious clown. He can't even stay awake in meetings. Dude, you remember how every time Biden was tired or whatever, people would, like, flip out? The press would talk about it for a month, right? But Donald Trump can't even stay awake in any meetings. Not one, bro. And he doesn't talk right. He's like, does brain dead shit all the time, dude. And nothing, right? He gets nothing. He gets none of the grief. Oh, shit. 6 minutes. All right. Uh-oh. I don't know if we're going to make it. All right. It's crunch time, baby. Rumors were true. Yeah, the rumors were true, dude. He's fucking, his brain is mush, dude. You know what I'm saying? He is like, his brain is just cooked. 5:42. It's crunch time. Dun, da, da, da. The countdown. Here it comes, dude. You can be stupid and evil. You can. I mean, most people that are really like terrible are pretty stupid. Like brute. They're like most brute power takers are not very smart, which is helpful. I mean, because the smart people that are brute power takers are really dangerous. That's one of the things that makes Trump definitely less dangerous, is that he's a brute power abuser, but he's also dumb as a bucket of shit. So he's a lot less dangerous. To dance or not to dance? Okay, 5 minutes, guys. Let's go. All right, this is it. It is crunch time, dude. We need 12 in 5. All right, are we dancing or are we not dancing? We've come this far. Are we going to get a dance? I hope we get a dance. I want to dance. Let's go. Dude, 11 in 5. Nurse Joy coming in hot. Come on, guys. We got this dance. Let's go, baby. We got to dig deep. 11 in 4.5. We can do this. We have no Schumer, guys. We have no Democratic leadership, so we do need the dance. That's all we have left, right? He was swearing in lessees. I know he was swearing in people. I state your name. Dude, let's go. 4 minutes. The countdown ensues. Dude, have we missed a goal? I don't think we've ever missed a goal in crunch time, have we? I state your name. All right, here we go. We're going to watch it again. 4 minutes, guys. I and state your name. 𝗙Punk 2025, baby. Let's go. Oh. Dude, I and state your name. All right, guys, we're halfway there. 10 in 3. Oh, shit. Dude, 10 in 3, baby. Everyone's broke. I know, I get it. Dude, 9. Dance them haters off. Let's go. We're one step closer. 9 in 3, guys. 9 in 3. We got this. I believe, dude. I and state your name. Dude, digging deep. 9 more. We got this. Remember, it's not stickers. It's super chats only. Justin, let's go, baby. 8 in 3. We got it. Come on. Dude, we got this. Down to the wire, baby. I feel like a carnival barker. Holy shit. Here we go. And they're coming around the corner. We got Justin by a nose. Dance party incoming. Oh shit, 250, 8. Oh, there we go. 7 more. Let's go from Drew. Let's go, baby. There it is. 7. 6 more. All right, Nurse Joy coming in. 241, dude. We're 6 away. Oh! You watch Elon getting schnockered right here. And then we're going to laugh at Trump, and then we're going to dance like a mofo. Dude, we got no insurance. Dude, yeah, no, I get it, Chloe. We're working on it. Good vibe, vet. Let's go. Coming in hot, baby. Thank you, boss. Dude, 5 away, dude. Oh, shit. We got this. 4 away. Let's dance, everyone. Let's go. Indy. Oh. Dude, there it is. And then there were 4. 4 in 2. Oh, Darknet. Dude, what's fucking going on, baby? Why is the country so shitty right now? Why did we elect this clown motherfucker to be president, dude? What are we doing? America. My only question for America is, America, what the fuck is wrong with you, boss? Right? America, are you okay? Can I feel your forehead, America? Like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you, America? Dude, let's go. Borrow bag coming in hot. All right, 3 away, baby. 3 away. Oh, dude, yeah, what are we doing, dude? We need 3 in 1 minute, and the clock is ticking. Here it comes, baby. Dude, yeah, we are, praying for an asteroid, perhaps. That's all we got. Dude, dancing on MAGA head. Let's go. Dude, Indy coming in hot. 2 more, baby. Oh. Dude, there it is. We got 18 out of 20. Let's go. 2 more. The question is, how did so many not bother turning out to vote to prevent this moron? Yeah, Aussie, I'll tell you what it is. Dude. 𝗙Punk, let's go, baby. Is people were wounded from the pandemic, and they were hurt by Gaza, right? And so people were conflicted. A lot of people were having moral conflictions. Yeah, 1 more, baby. Dude, Mexicans, says 𝗙Punk. Let's go. This is it. 25 seconds down to the last wire. Here we go, baby. Here we go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Oh, there it is, Sarah. Let's go. Oh, down to the last 20. Oh, shit. Dude, I think people were morally conflicted, okay? Some people were having a crisis of consciousness. Dude, Scorpion Kingdom coming in, dude. Everybody's going nuts at the buzzer, dude. Drew Ladd with another one. Let's go, Drew. Thank you, boss. And Indy with 1 more, dude. We fucking made it. Yes! By a long shot. But yeah, so here's the thing. I think, and dude, and Eric, let's go, baby. Eric, appreciate you, Eric. Let's go. So I think a number of things happened, guys. I think people were morally conflicted There were a number of people that were taking advantage of that, like Jill Stein, you know, and her crew were sort of taking advantage of that moral confliction, waking up to find out the Dem senators suck. They do indeed, Motega. Sorry. And also, I think on some level, I think a lot of people thought Kamala was going to win. Dude, I thought Kamala was going to win, guys. I did. In the end, she had some momentum, and Trump's rallies were like dead. Nobody was showing up. They petered out. There was low energy. I mean, I really thought Kamala was going to win. And, you know, maybe other people who sat home and were morally conflicted thought she was going to win. I mean, dude, her fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, her campaign manager was making messages, making videos saying, don't worry, we got this. It's going to come down to the wire, but we got this. We've had this crazy, you know what I mean? I was pretty surprised, you know, but I also know that, you know, Americans are fucking morons. And, you know, I personally, you ready? I had many discussions with people, guys, when Biden first stepped down, and I knew Biden was underwater. I knew that, like, the Gaza people were never going to vote for Biden, and we were kind of fucked. But I was nervous because I grew up in small town Wisconsin. I have family in small town Missouri and in Wisconsin and in some other areas in the Midwest. And the one thing that I was worried about, guys, was that white, moderate, rural, not Republicans, but those independent white voters in the Midwest were never going to vote for a black woman, guys. That was going to be tough, okay? The people I grew up around, even the ones that hated Trump, they weren't voting for a black woman. Not in Wisconsin, not in Missouri, right? You know what I'm saying? Not in Michigan. I mean, and then Trump exploited the fucking Palestinian leaders in Michigan, made all kinds of promises, and that fucked Michigan up. But dude, there were just people that I knew in Wisconsin, even family members that weren't going to vote for a black woman. Even if they hated Trump, they were not going to vote for the black woman. And that was fucking tough, bro. That was tough. Yeah, no, the racist ones. And I mean, just most of white middle America is like grapples with racism, and especially with black women, man. Like black women, I mean, you may have heard the comment, guys, but that says none of us are free until the black women are free. Okay? And that's something that I feel like we watched play out with this. None of us are free until black women are free. And in fact, I think the Obama presidency kicked up such a crazy amount of racism that, like, it's even harder now, you know, in a presidential race, you know, because of the racism that got kicked up, you know? I mean, I've not seen it get as bad as post-Obama, like, and Trump was kind of at the forefront of this. You know, why the hate? Yeah, so Nurse Joy, you know what it is? You know what it is, guys? Is it's not even open hate, okay? And I'm not making excuses for these people because I want to hold them responsible for it. But what it is it is an ingrained programming that white people receive in middle America, especially in the rural areas. You are taught by your Christianity, by your fucking history in the small town schools, and by your community that resents people of color and outsiders. You are just ingrained with the belief that you white people are the superior ones. And so then a lot of them are not like, it's not like they hate people and are like, ooh, they just look at the black woman and they go like this. They go, you know, there's just something about her that I just don't trust. I can't put my finger on it, but there's just something about her. There's just something about that black fella that I can't quite figure out, but I just don't trust him, right? That's what it is. it's not open hatred. It's, yes, it is like deeply embedded, ingrained racism, okay? And then they look for things. It's the shoes they wear, the laugh, or the way they talk, or she didn't answer that question right. And then what they do is they hold those candidates to a much higher standard than anybody else. But the white guy can come through the door and he can be a bumbling dumb shit. And they're like, you know, there's something about him that I just really like the cut of his jib, right? And that's what it is. It is like an ingrained sense of superiority that they're just infected with it, man. And the thing is they shouldn't be. There's enough information out there, and there's the internet, and there are enough ways for them to get beyond it, right? You know what I'm saying? But this is what I am talking about with the quote, where you may have heard the quote. There's an anti-racism quote, right? That says it's not enough to simply not be racist. You have to be actively anti-racist. And this is why that quote exists, guys, because those same people that I just described, they don't think they're racist. They insist that they're not racist because they have a black friend or they help the black people in their town, right? They insist they're not racist. They're busy being not racist, but they're not being actively anti-racist, which is then correcting and healing that ingrained bias and programming that they've received just inside their fucking communities and the social fucking fabric of this middle America shit. And like, that's what it is, guys. It is. It's like denial and like a refusal to just acknowledge and then seek a path out, right? First, you have to say, it's just like alcoholism. Until you admit you have a problem, you can't go get help for the problem. And so at some point you have to admit, right? You have to admit that, like, dude, it's a problem, right? You know what I'm saying? They have to admit that inherent bias and racist programming exists, and then they can go and fucking seek out the solution. But they're busy trying to be not racist instead of getting busy on becoming anti-racist. And that's it, right? That's the fucking issue, bro. And I knew it was going to be haunting, man. I just knew it was going to be haunting, you know, because I mean, I lived in those towns and they're, you know, and it's hard because they're not hateable people, right? If you go and met a lot of those people, they're not like these Southern fucking KKK members, but they're actually even more dangerous because they don't realize they have those problems, you know? You know, at least with the KKK members, you can spot them and you know that there's no saving them for the most part, you know? And you're right, it is systemic, right? Now, let's watch Trump being a shithead here. And then I'm going to go make some videos. All right, you ready? Let's watch this. I and state your name. Idiot. Dude. Dude, what an idiot, dude. Dude. Dude. What a fucking clown show, bro. I and state your name. Dude. What are we doing, bro? And this guy. Okay, this guy is like, dude, I'm sorry, but you can't be my president, right? Why is he saying this? So Bovine, so what he is there were some recruits. I think there were some military recruits or something that were there, right? Isn't that what it was? I know Bradshaw was saying what it was. He had put it in. There was where is it? There was a it was oh, so he was reading an oath for members of the military for an on-field, there was an enlistment ceremony, okay? So that's what it was. There was an enlistment ceremony, okay? The Washington Commanders, they had some enlistment ceremony, so there were a bunch of recruits, right? And he was doing the fucking enlistment ceremony, like, you know, for these guys. But he's like, is a fucking moron, bro. Right? He's a fucking idiot. Dude, and look at Hegseth. Dude, Hegseth always looks like 5 whiskeys and 4 bars of fucking, right? 5 whiskeys and 10 shots of Metamucil later. Yeah, fucking Hegseth, dude. Dude, he can't let people live their lives, go to a game. Why is he everywhere? I mean, guys, he's just a, you know, he's a narcissist. So he wants to be in every corner, right? In every corner, right? He was supposed to say I, right? I mean, he should have said I, you know, Donald Trump, do solemnly swear, right? But he said state your name in case they didn't know they were supposed to state their name, right? Dude, what an idiot. And he's, you know, do you see how he wants to get the naming rights to the stadium? Like, really? I don't think that's happening, bro. You know, right? I mean, dude, the NFL wouldn't let him buy a team. I hope they don't let him name the fucking stadium, bro. I know that the NFL owners, like, they, you know, I'm sure they voted for Trump because of the tax policies, but they don't like the man. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, dude, that's true with a lot of, I mean, this is part of the reason why Trump has been able to pull off what he does. You know why, guys? Because there are a lot of guys that hate Donald Trump. They think he's a degenerate criminal piece of shit. They don't like any of his fucking policies, but they know that they're going to get millions in tax benefits if they put him in office and let him just smash some shit up. And those fucking people are like dangerous. Those like wealthy people, they don't give a shit. They're just like, it's a couple million new dollars. So, and they're not going to be affected by any of this shit, right? None of the wealthy people are affected by his bad shit. So they don't care. They don't fucking care. They're just like, Trump is like, he's a cash register to them. That's it. Right? And some of them guys are liberals, okay? I've said it before. I'm telling you right now, okay? My son went to a white liberal, like upper middle class liberal school. And I'm telling you right now, I could fucking point out some of those people that I know voted for Trump. They're liberals. They'd never admit it. They do it secretly. But they voted for him because he's a fucking cash register for them. And they're like, you know what? Fuck it. He's only going to be in office for so many years, and then I'll vote for a non-Republican after that. But they're going to fucking bankroll, right? I just know it. Some of the liberals did this shit too. The wealthy ones. They're just people with a lot of money, man, are not really trustable, guys. They're not, dude. Dude, Hegseth is pissed. You saw a black kid enlisting. Dude, Hegseth, dude, he always looks like he's about to fucking fall apart, bro. You know what I mean? Dude, liberals are not the greatest, guys. Wealthy people are fucking dangerous. You know that voter records are public? I mean, what you actually vote for, I don't think is public. I think what party you're registered in is public, right? But your vote is hidden. You know what I mean? I'm talking about people who are registered Democrats, but then they go in and they're really wealthy and they vote for the fucking Republican guy, right? It happens. Yeah, your party, I'm talking about people that are registered Democrats, especially men of my age that are wealthy, right? That are doctors and lawyers and they're registered Democrats and they even donated to the Democratic Party, but then they go in there and they fucking penciled in Trump's name because they knew it was going to be, right? You know what I mean? That, I'm telling you, I bet some of that happened, boss. With the wealthy people, you just know it. I mean, it's different here in Oregon where there's no way Trump could win. But I'm saying, like, I think the wealthy people, some of the wealthy white guys, in even the wealthy liberals in some of these fucking states, some of these, swing states voted for this fucker. You know? Sucks, bro. All right. But you ready though? It don't matter. You know why? Because we're going to make it through this. We're going to kick this motherfucker's ass. All right. And then what we're going to do is we are going to, right now we're going to dance, boss. All right. We had a successful dance party. I'm going to go make some videos. Fucking crazy shit, boss. More than ready? I'm ready to dance. You ready to dance? Let's go. Let's get this shit, boss. Let's get edit mode, baby. Bam. Bam. Yo, ma. All right. Let's go. Let's get it. You got to walk the dog? All right. Good to see you, Ozzy. Dude, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready, dude. Let's go. Get your stretch on, guys. You missed dance party? No, it's happening right now, dude. We're getting it. Ready? Let's fucking go, dude. Fuck these motherfuckers. Oh.
But I don't know
that energy flowing, boss. Woo. You cannot dance today? That's all right. You'll be dancing in spirit. Woo. Yeah, that did feel good. It feels good to cut a little rug. All this chaos and constant disappointment and shit. You know what I mean? It's like a lot going on, bro. And every day we have like Trump just like, that fucking guy just tries to insert himself into every fucking facet of our existence. You know what I mean? Every fucking facet of our existence. He just pokes his way in, man. And it is like a non-stop fucking, you know? It's like, goddamn, bro. Everywhere we go, there's just like Trump, Trump, Trump. It's like, dude, just get the fuck out of our like collective subconscious for like 2 minutes, bro. I'm tired of seeing your ugly fucking face and your shitty ass voice and your bullshit and your lies and your constant smelly toxic shit everywhere. It's like I want to sue the Trump administration for just mental fucking damage of just having to listen to that lying piece of shit talk over and over and over again. You know what I mean? It's like, goddamn, bro. It's like being tortured, you know? And I don't think I'm alone in that, boss. I don't think I'm alone. It's like, you know how there's like freedom of whatever, there's freedom of religion, there's freedom from religion. Like, I feel like I should have freedom from having to listen to that fucking piece of shit in every facet of my existence. All right? Dude, we need like a class action. All right? Dude, you ready? But I'm ready, dude. I am ready. We're going to kick the shit out of these guys. And I don't care. I don't care if fucking Schumer sold us out. We're going to keep fighting, dude. We're bigger and better than Schumer. Dude, fuck that guy. That guy's going to get primaried and replaced. We're going to keep focusing on winning the House, okay? And we're going to take the small victories of like SNAP is paid, and that shit's going to come up in September, right before the election. There's going to be more about this. There's going to be more shutdowns and more shutdown battles, but I do want to have them happen closer to the election, okay? Because we're going to beat the shit out of these guys in November. Come hell or high water, as my mom used to say. And if your Obamacare premium spike, I'm sorry about that. That is on the Republicans, but they're going to be on the record in December. All those senators are going to have to make a choice, and we are going to get the Epstein files. Like, we're going to get those fucking files, bro. I don't care what we have to do, boss. We are going all in on getting those files, all right? That being said, I'm going to go make some videos. I'm going to go eat some food, make some videos, try and take good care of myself. I will be back here tomorrow, like every night, dude, like trying to bring you a little bit of mental health relief from this shit show and devising a way that we can best kick these guys right in the fucking nuts. In the meantime, baby, there is one thing I do love, and that's a little bit of freedom. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, and fucking good night, baby. Let's go! Freedom. Come on!
Always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention. You never will. I'm caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. Just wanna be free, yeah, free, yeah, free, yeah, Hey, I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. about you. I would never be